All right, it wants us to graph the rational function and identify the vertical and horizontal azimuth plus the domain and range. So first thing when I see stuff like this, I want to factor. So I'm going to, top's taken care of. The bottom's going to factor into an x minus 3 and an x plus 2. Okay, so this is the thing. This is what I know. With my domain, I know x can equal a 3 and a negative 2. So I know my domain's going to be all reals except x can equal a 3 or a negative 2. So here with my asymptotes, I know x is going to be equal to a 3 and x is equal to a negative 2. So let's go graph those. X is equal to a 3. Positive 3. Dash it in. And then I have a negative 2. I'm going to dash it in. Okay, so now I want to talk about my range. So this is the thing. The degree of the top is 1 and the degree of the bottom is 2. So this is the thing. My top is smaller than my bottom. So can I divide like 10 into 1? Nope. It's going to be 0 times. So I know this. That then my other vertical asymptote, y is going to be at 0. So I know my range is going to be all reals except y cannot equal a 0. So I'm going to draw that in right there. Okay. Using stuff to help me graph, I know that I have an x minus 1 on top and an x squared minus x minus 6 on the bottom. So you guys, using a graphing calculator is a great way to help us get the shape of the graph. So all I got to do is go plug that into my graphing calculator, right? So I go y equals, hit clear there. I'm going to come type in this to get my thing. And I have x minus 1 on the top. And I get x squared minus x minus 6. I'm going to graph it. So we go down, then we come across, and it crosses right here, so it touches there, and then we go like that. So let's just come and draw it really fast. So I come like this, right? I cross right there, and then I come in, and I'm like that. So that's my graph. All right, so one more example, super fast. Okay, so look at this one. The top, I'm going to factor out a 2. I get an x squared minus 1. Well, that top's going to factor into this for me, an x plus 1 and an x minus 1. The bottom factors into an x plus 2 and an x minus 2. So here's the thing. With my domain, I know x can equal a 2 or a negative 2, so that's going to be all reals except for that. Because I have that and I think about my asymptotes, x has to be equal to a 2 and x has to be equal to a negative 2 because nothing cancels out. So I have 2 asymptotes. I have one here. Da 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 da. Now we're going to go talk about my horizontal. I look at this. The degree of the top is 2. The degree of the bottom is the same. So it's the same. So I just look. Okay, I got 2x squared over x squared. What cancels out? The x squared. So I'm left with a 2. So I know y, my y is going to be equal to 2. So I know my horizontal one is going to be here at a 2. Coming across. So y cannot equal a 2. So it's going to be all reals except for that. So I have this situation right here. So I can use a graphing calculator to graph it. So all I'm going to do, coming back in super fast. Okay, alpha y equals, enter. On the top, I get 2x squared minus 2. On the bottom, I get x squared minus 4. I graph. Comes in, right? Curves up. I come up like this, and then I come down. So I have those 3 situations happening. So I'm coming in, I'm coming up like this, right? I'm coming up like this, zoom, matches it, and then I come down, right? My asymptotes are in place, most important stuff.